GM everyone, GM friends. Great to see so many new faces in an audio gallery space. So welcome everybody. This is Audio Galleries in Conversation with Amaze Wallet, a rug radio production with me. I am Benjamin White at the NFT 101. I am your host. Very quick disclaimer. This show is not intended to, nor should it be treated as financial advice. Please always do your own research and make your own decisions at all times and stay safe in Web3. It is also a recorded Twitter space, which will go on to become a published podcast. So please consider this later in the episode if you request to speak. I'd be very grateful, if you would all go up to that pinned tweet at the top of the spaces in the nest, as I'm reliably informed it is called. And if you could all retweet that. And also, perhaps if you go down into the bottom right-hand corner, the purple speech bubble button, and just introduce yourselves, any questions that you have during the show. If you don't want to request to come up, please drop them in there. I am very happy to continue looking at those and asking the team. Before we get started, anyone here who is an Audio Galleries regular, thanks for minting and joining in with our Goofballs mint that we've been running with Karen Jersic. We have extended that mint by about 8.5 hours, which is, we totally appreciate that. Like, it's been summer and a nice warm weekend and lots of people have been out touching grass. And so, we wanted to just give people that little bit of extra time all across the world. So, yes, that will be closing 10 p.m. Eastern. And thanks to those who have joined in so far. Back to business. Audio Galleries is an educational, art-focused Web3 project working primarily to connect emerging and established artists with a community of digital art collectors and enthusiasts. The main show features emerging and established artists whom I interview, and during the show, we launch an open edition mint with OpenSea, with artwork provided by our guest artist. I also host spaces with Super Rare, as well as in conversation with shows just like this one, introducing folks to brands, businesses, and individuals who are innovating in Web3. For more information, please follow Audio Galleries on Twitter, join the Discord, and subscribe to our newsletter. Today, we are talking to the team from Amaze Wallet, the world's first smart wallet. Now, I'm very excited by this conversation. We have been chatting for a few weeks, and I've been doing some research just very quickly in advance. This is a sponsored spaces, so I just want everybody to be absolutely clear about that. But nonetheless, very, very excited to speak to the guys at Amaze Wallet, and also I'm going to speak to them about how we might be able to do some cool work going forward together. So we'll get to that in a moment. Amaze Wallet is essentially building and launching a product that allows folks to manage crypto and digital assets across 60 blockchains without the requirement for a third-party interface, making it truly trustless. The wallet is super secure, allowing holders to buy and swap and trade and convert currencies, as well as track the markets. You can also use Amaze Wallet to create and trade NFTs with gasless minting and super low transaction fees. And you can chat with the wider Amaze community in-app and run a node to mine the native AMT token, all with a single user interface and a mobile device. So for me, that sounds really, really exciting development in Web3. God knows how much I hate having to jump from site to site and device to device just to do the things I need to do every day. I'm really looking forward to this. So joining me, I have Matt Peters, who is the marketing director. I have Belen, who is the creative director and an artist. And also I see Ed in the audience. Ed, I have requested for you to come up and speak. Feel free to come up. If you can't see that request, you might need to, Twitter has been super glitchy these last couple of weeks. So you might want to drop down and then come back up and then either you can request to speak or I'll invite you again. But yes, Matt and Belen, hey, how you doing, guys?
Hello, hello.
Hi everyone.
Hola.
Hola.
Great to chat with you, and thanks so much for taking the time to come onto Audio Galleries and talk with us a little bit more about what you're building. It does sound super interesting. Like, I've been doing my research on it. I spent a lot of time on the website today, and last week. Really excited to talk to you a bit more about it. So, it seems like a huge leap in terms of being able to do everything someone native to the Web3 space would want to do without jumping around. In that introduction I made there, did I miss anything?
I mean, I think you did an incredible job at highlighting the main features, because there really is 4 key features to the mobile app. And as you said, we focus hugely on accessibility. It's probably been something that's been lacking in the Web3 space. There's so many things you can be doing in Web3, but like you said, you have to jump from browser to browser, have multiple websites open. It can be a bit clunky, and we've been building for 6 years to streamline that experience into the mobile experience. So you can have all of Web3, you can hold it in your hand, and as you said, you can run a node and mine in the background while you do really cool things like browse art across our NFT marketplace, explore not only Amaze Wallet art, but also globally recognized artists, as well as chat with your friends, manage your communities in the chat function, which is something that'll be coming out soon as well. So basically just making that whole amazing Web3 experience super accessible, super familiar, and just easy to navigate, I think, and sort of taking away from that stigma that Web3 has to be a confusing, clunky experience. So I think you really did a nice job of wrapping that one up. So thank you.
Okay, well, no worries. and Belen, how are you? Are you good?
Hey, how are you? Yeah, I'm good. I just finished to work now, so
Nice.
yeah, disconnecting.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really important in the space. So, okay, well,
Yeah.
perhaps both of you can kind of give me an idea then of like where you guys are then in terms of like the rollout of this product and the rollout, I guess, of your roadmap more holistically.
Yeah, perfect. Belen, jump in at any time. I guess I can speak. Being the marketing
Yeah,
director, I can speak to
sure.
some of the more Web3 things. But Belen's a fantastic artist, so really want
Yeah,
to.
you're the expert guy, so go ahead.
So where we're
Don't
at right
worry.
now, in a very exciting position, we are, well, basically one day, a big full 24 hours plus some from our mainnet launch. So this has been what the dev team, the core team, and now the additional front end team of Belen and I and a few others have been building towards for 6 years. So we switched to mainnet on the 28th of June, which is this Wednesday. So that basically means we've gone through our full testnet phase. We've been putting the Amaze chain, which is our own layer 1, to the testing its transaction speed up to 300,000. We've been testing out our NFT marketplace. We've been collecting feedback from users about the UI UX, because that's something that we really focus on. Being a mobile app, we really want to maintain that standard that I don't like to split the worlds between Web 2 and Web 3, right? But kind of like a normal app experience to be able to navigate your Web 3, especially in the marketplace. So all things are ready. Belen has been doing an amazing job on the design of the app, and you've just released your
Thank
latest
you.
update on the marketplace.
Well, Matt, this has been an intense journey, so and we have so much to do yet. So I think for every one of us, and behind the app, that all the stuff we were doing, the UX, UI, NFTs, designs, posts, there's a huge team effort behind. So I think a good job done reflects a lot our relationship, right, Matt? Because to be honest, we connected since we met each other, and despite we can't say we work 9 to 5, like few nights we have on our backs, we thought adopt it's very worth it. So yeah, I just want to say thank you, team. If you are listening to me, I guess so, because I see here like Ed, Andrew, yeah, all of you guys. Thank you for such a remember when I turned 80s.
No, 100%. And on that,
Of
I would
course.
love, if there are some of the artists that normally listen in, give us some feedback on the marketplace, because we're a
Yes.
very open team and we're super community driven. And Belen's been collecting
Yeah.
the feedback and responding incredibly well. So we'd love to hear people's thoughts on the UI UX on the app as we move towards the mainnet launch.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I've got a couple of questions actually that talk a little bit about that side of things. In terms then of like, well, let's. I mean, you touched on something there. In fact, both of you have. Like all of these terms, whilst like simplified by being native to a single product, they are still complicated for a newbie in the space, right? So like a node and mining and buying crypto and, you know, like minting NFTs, all of these things for new participants, they're still complicated things that take some explaining and some kind of like support. What are you guys doing in terms of like onboarding new participants in the space? Do you think this is a product based on the fact that you're working so tirelessly on that like user experience and that user interface, that you're creating a more intuitive route into the space for people?
Yeah, 100%. I think you hit the nail on the head. And I think we can now, or on Wednesday, we'll be able to say they were complex things. Hopefully, you know, if we've done our job correctly, they won't be so complex within the app. And I think that's what's really fantastic about building Web3 products and blockchain-backed technologies on the mobile app is users are so comfortable with their mobile phones. It's a much more familiar experience than jumping on a desktop, on a laptop, and trying to navigate different websites, connect, you know, different third-party dApps, and it can become a very complex situation. But by having that all on one layer one, all within the mobile app, things like minting feels very much like uploading a photo to a Google Drive, perhaps, or uploading a photo to a government document that you might have to do. You know, it happens in a couple of clicks. It's all set out. You know, the user journey has been something we've focused a lot on. So a couple of clicks, you can upload multiple file formats, whether that's your images, your graphics, 3D, audio, video, large file formats are allowed as well. And then you can set your royalties, set your pricing, and then mint it straight to the marketplace within that, while in the background, you're running a node just by being on the app. So there's really limited kind of user hurdles, or those natural onboarding barriers that we've faced for 3 years in Web3. We've worked really hard to sort of navigate away and around those by a clever UI UX, which is still, you know, this is a V1 and we're very excited to launch it, but very excited to continue to familiarize the experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so is that node then you speak about, like running a node and being able to mine the native token, is that only happening working whilst you're using the app? So essentially you're putting people, you're giving people an incentive, right, to keep running all of their Web3 activity through that app because they can be earning whilst they're doing it.
Yeah, exactly that. I mean, it's kind of like the realization of your time is valuable. So things that you would be doing anyway, do that through the Amaze Wallet app, and it's a multi-chain wallet, right? And we've got some omni-chains integrated as well. So there's so many things that you can be doing through the browser and through the future dApp library. But in the background, that node runs, and you do have to have the app open due to app restrictions. Certain apps cannot work in the background due to legal reasons within, you know, different app store suppliers like Google and Apple, which we are working on. There are ways around that, like by using the chat function, for example. If the app has a chat function within it, there's certain ways to have it working in the background to help spur that on. But most of our users are in Web3 anyway, so they're able to run that node and do all the things that they love. And I mean, Belen, it'd be great to hear your thoughts, because you're relatively new to Web3. You've been designing for years, doing amazing things, but you've just had your first relative experience in Web3, and you're able to, you know, run the node and do all the things in Web3 as well.
Yeah, well, you guys are really helpful to me because you teach me a lot. But yeah, it's as easy as activate it and just keep using the app. Yeah.
Which makes
Awesome.
I think that's kind of the ethos that we're going for, Ben. At the end of the day, is like accessible and available to anybody.
Yeah. Well, goodness knows the space could do with more of that. And Belen, like onto you, like you from from like a what's the right word to use here? From I'm absolutely lost for a word that I need to find. So just give me a moment. Like from a brand perspective, you are clearly working very hard to like move focus from a purely DeFi trading perspective, and you're obviously working to like incorporate art and community and chat into this whole thing to make it, I guess, more accessible and more community focused. What has it been like combining all of these separate elements under one umbrella?
Yeah, well, thank you for this question, but it's just what I said. It's not just me. It was a team effort, and the guys are an experts on this. And I was quite new when I joined the company, and they helped me a lot I mean, every day, it's like, I don't know, what do you do in your daily work? How does your team support you? Like, yeah, this is what I'm experiencing every day. If I have a complicated um, task, they help me to put everything together and make a consistent product visually, and we make it work. And I think we did it,
This is
and we're gonna,
You're so
yeah.
humble, Belen, because it's something I think Ed would agree as well is, and Ben, maybe you've been in the Web3 space some time. We have Web3 hats that we put on, so when we design things or when we make user experiences, we still have this familiarity. I hate that word with Web3 kind of systems that we're used to. So we kind of mimic those user experiences because it's what we use every day. But it takes fresh eyes from outside the Web3 world to show us the mistakes that we're
Definitely.
making in the user experience. And Belen
Yeah,
does it.
like, guys, I don't understand
Yeah,
that.
you do it all
Like,
the
why
time.
this is like
It's
this?
fantastic. You just go,
Yeah,
we could
it's
make this better.
super helpful. Absolutely.
Yeah.
To have somebody who hasn't been working on something or hasn't been like native to the space come in and just be like, why are you doing it like that? Like,
Yeah.
that's
But
crazy. And then
sometimes you're not brave enough, and you feel embarrassed of should I ask this question or not?
yeah.
And they just made me feel super comfortable. They are making me feel super comfortable in participating on the conversations that, believe me, guys, are super, super interesting. And I don't know, they are just genius, to be honest, guys.
Well,
Congrats. I'm gonna get emotional about it.
What are the next steps then from like an artistic perspective? Because you're talking then about like the marketplace, and you're talking about working with artists to kind of like bring this marketplace on and to have people really pay attention to the fact that this is not just a crypto trading wallet.
Yeah.
It's actually a place to collect and build a curated collection of wonderful artworks. Like, explain to me explain to me the next steps in terms of
Yes.
your artistic journey for the product.
Yeah. Thank you for this question, because I think it's really interesting for someone like me, or someone who likes or loves making art and don't know how to use the Amaze Wallet app, or don't know how Amaze Wallet can help to show all the stuff we do, because believe me, it's a lot. And well, it's as easy as apply to be a creator on the app, or contact us. Like, we are super accessible. Just send us a DM on Twitter, and we can support you. Everyone is. If you're listening to me and you want to sell your art, we can help you to do it. And well, we can support you in a range of marketing activities like PR and media supports, like supporting the management of your gallery within the app. So yeah.
Okay, so there's a gallery within the app as well, then, that you can.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
You can show your art, and yeah.
Awesome. And so at the moment, this is in beta. This is what is this the element of the project that you're about to kind of like switch on this week?
Well, a big part of our ethos is that we are in an accessible app, and it's incredible because that's why we do mobile mining instead of expensive mining hardware. So users can easily access to Web3 art, like similarly via mobile phone minting. And yeah, basically we just, I don't know, we just love art. So what can I say? It's a topic, but it's my passion and the purpose at Amaze Wallet. So what a gift to be able to support emerging artists knowing this space. And if you are an emerging artist like I think I am, because I have lots to learn yet and many stuff I would like to do, pues let's start, no?
Absolutely. I
Amazing.
think
Of course, claro.
get in there and look at the galleries too, because that update just went live a couple of days in prep for the switch away from beta, which is on Wednesday. So we switch away from beta. All the UI UX is implemented for the mainnet launch. So we're launching with, we have a few artists lined up. We have 3 artists out of Japan that will be running at their own galleries. So basically, artists have exclusive rights to mint on the marketplace. So from launch, we will only have, I think there's 8 artists in total that we're starting off with, so that we can really give them, extra awareness. We don't saturate the work that they're doing with us. We have, Nick Rufo, Zigor is an amazing artist out of Madrid who's dropping some collections with us. A lad called Gabriel out of Barcelona who does digital fashion will be dropping some art with us as well. We're in discussions with a couple of others that I would love to announce now, but we haven't got it over the line yet, but that'll be coming. We're still open as well. We'd love a few more artists and anyone. You don't have to have, you don't have to be the incredible most famous. In fact, talking about emerging artists, we'd love just to support anyone to come on the journey with us, because we're an emerging product. So we feel that journey, and we want to support that journey and have our journey supported by the artist as well. And then we'll be marketing over the next 2-3 months as we bring in sort of new artists and sort of have a really close-knit community of artists who can run their gallery. And as the chat function evolves, artists will be able to manage community within group chats within the chat function and be able to send their tokens, NFT digital art, via the chat function as well. So it's a really cool tool to manage community, discuss community all in one place within your gallery, so to speak. And we have the 3 artists from Japan, Ben. I can only announce one, but I can't say his name properly. But it's so, and I'm going to drop a link in the chat if people want to check out his art. He's a traditional artist, and he's coming to digital art for the first time. Very well known in Japan for traditional physical art, and they're making the transition with us to digitizing that art. So while you ask the next question, we carry on. I'm going to get that link and drop it in if anyone's interested.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, while you're doing that, I mean, one of the things I'm curious, obviously you've said that on Wednesday you have this launch coming up. Can you tell me more about what people can expect in the coming days and weeks from Amaze? Like what does the rollout plan look like for you guys in terms of like switching this on now and onboarding more people?
Yeah, here we go. So after 6 years, it's the big moment. But the whole team's here. We're all in London at the moment for the launch together. So it's really nice to be all together for the launch. So basically, we'll go to mainnet on Wednesday, and then we roll out sort of a post-launch marketing plan specifically for the artists that will be on the marketplace, and Belen's art, who will be under the Amaze Wallet account. We'll be putting a lot of support, so a lot of individual dives into the artists, their history, their story, how they grew in the industry and became part of Amaze Wallet to help tell their story, showcasing their accounts, doing a lot of work with them to bring awareness to their name, but also help grow awareness around the marketplace through these incredibly talented people. And then focusing on growing our mining base, because it's quite interesting. I think it's quite a juxtaposition, really, isn't it, between like a digital artist and then mobile mining. They're two things that maybe artists traditionally didn't really focus on because they were doing their art. But now while they manage and mint their NFTs on the marketplace in the mobile, they could be earning, mining rewards daily in the background while they do that. So it's a really fun way to connect the reward aspect of Web3, that your time is valuable. We reward for your time and your usage on our app while being able to, continue to launch your career and continue to grow awareness as an artist with the support of a brand like Amaze Wallet behind you, and sort of connecting those two worlds. Then we have users from all around the world, Europe, North America, Far East Asia, North Africa, who are in the app doing different things. Some people are there to trade crypto, to manage their tokens across the 60 blockchains. We just integrated 1inch, so there's this DeFi swap element that's in there as well. So it's just really cool culmination of like multiple worlds within Web3 being able to come together and seamlessly kind of switch between the core features. And what I love about that is kind of people who weren't necessarily into NFT art or never went to Rarible or Super Rare. There's now 3 artists that are listed in those websites that they'll be able to mine, manage their crypto, and then easily jump into an NFT marketplace and have a look. And I hope that artists get more into mining and reward themselves for their time in that aspect, but also miners come across and start to learn more about digital art and where that industry is growing, and they can all do it in one place.
Amazing. I think it's a really, really interesting prospect. I'm curious, and this isn't one of the questions that we prepared earlier, so I apologize for putting you on the spot. But I'm really curious about like metrics. So particularly like I'm interested in what like success looks like for you in the first couple of years, like in terms of number of users and things like that. Have you guys got like a handle on what your goal is for it, or is it more about like just getting the product switched on and out there at the moment?
No. I mean, Ed's sitting there laughing because him and our CEO just put us through return of investment training today. Is what we were all looking for. So we, Ed as the master of spreadsheets, and he has our OKR results, internal KPIs for Belen, for myself, for Charlie, for everybody. It's a huge focus of the company. We have really strong KPIs and metrics that we want to hit by the end of the year. And in terms of like the overall kind of aspect of that, it's focused on the mining tiers because they're not unlimited. There's this, there's a certain amount of mining positions available. I can't remember the exact number. Maybe Ed will jump in and speak more to that. But we want to sort of reach that towards the end of the year, lock up that amount of AMT tokens in the network, have people mining, and build that exclusivity around that while we focus on some of the cool features coming out, in the next 6 months, like Amaze Pay, where you'll be able to use your AMT tokens that you've mined to pay for goods and services in the real world within the app, and then also our own DEX as well is something else that we're working on. So the metrics and success starts with mining from a high level view, like the kind of the main focus, but then each one of our features has their own kind of KPI within them, right? So we'd love to see like 20 ambassador artists working with us. It's not exclusive in the fact that they can't go and do Super Rare or Rarible because we're not like that. It's very accessible and we encourage artists to do their thing. But then also in the chat, we want to see X amount of messages being sent within the chat group, X amount of wallets opened holding X amount of crypto across multiple chains. So yeah, I mean, I don't think you'll get privy to the amazing spreadsheet that Ed's been working on for 3 months, but
no, of course, no. I think for me, it's always good for people, I think, when they're kind of like assessing whether this is something that they want to join, to know that these are the kind of things that the team internally are discussing. So thank you for being as honest as you have been there with that. I think in terms of those mining positions, then those mining spots, like at what stage do you think then that what you're saying is like people who are onboarded this side of Christmas, as an example, are definitely going to be able to like run that node, but afterwards those opportunities might become fewer and far between?
Yeah, well, I mean, it also does depend on the valuation of the token, because to mine the network, you have to input across 3 tiers, one of 3 tiers worth of AMT token. We've been very grateful for our strong community support before launch. It's gone from $2-3 up to around $7, and the first mining tier is 50 AMT, so it's around $350 USD for the first tier, and then you can stake at 100 AMT, and then you can stake at 500 AMT, and each level comes with sort of different time management or time expectation on the app to hit your daily cap. So in a world where that token would keep appreciating, entry points can get a little bit lower for a single user, but we do have an exciting announcement. I don't know if I can announce it right now, but what I will say is it's going to open up access to anyone in the world to keep that ethos of accessibility, where people will be able to access it How do I say this? Maybe more than one person.
Okay.
Yeah, if that makes sense. Just read between the lines for now, but watch the Twitter space.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that sounds amazing. Let's. Well, I tell you what would be really useful while we've got people here now. Like, let's understand how people can get involved. Like, where people can go to read more information, where they can go to ask you guys more things. I know I did a thread a little bit earlier today on the wallet, and I had a few people jump into the Audio Galleries Discord. Nate, who's in the audience at the moment, I can see there. Hey, Nate. He came in and he asked me a specific question, actually, because I think he was having some problem with your site. I think he said, I'm getting an error when I type in the email verification code in Amaze Wallet. Have you heard of this happening to anyone else? And I said, no, but I'll pass it on. So, so I guess where could people go right now to get involved, to read more kind of like information about it, to perhaps talk to some people within the community, and to really kind of like get a sense about whether this is something that's for them?
Yeah, to address that issue too, that's a common issue. I'm assuming Nate's on iOS Test Flight. It's a common issue with the Test Flight app at the moment. One thing you can do is reinstall the app, or try to change your internet connection if you're on a Wi-Fi to a mobile network. I know it sounds weird, but it's kind of like just unplug it and plug it in again. These things sometimes work, and that's kind of what we've found within the Test Flight app for now. But the first state of access is www.amazewallet.com, or head straight to Google Play Store, and you can download the app there as well. If you are on Apple, it's still in test flight until Wednesday, when it'll be hopefully in the App Store. And that's the first place. If you want to come, if you're an artist and you want to come to talk to Belen, I mean, you follow her personal account. Belen, you're super open. You'll chat with anybody. We all will.
Yeah. We can have a video call, share a coffee, whatever. Like, I'm super open to meet new people and talk about it. Yeah.
Absolutely. And also in our Discord, DM us on Twitter. We're a small team here in London and Europe, and we all have access to those accounts. So we jump in and you can see us on Discord with our roles, who we are, and we'll reply to you. We're in the Telegram chat as well. We have under Insights, you can read our latest blogs as well on the website. But yeah, I think the best way is just message us on Twitter, or jump into Discord and open a ticket. And yeah, we're happy to have a chat one-on-one. We're happy to have a chat about any questions you have.
Absolutely.
Here to help.
Brilliant. And I'm quite interested in talking to you about like an Audio Galleries curated space in the ecosystem. Like, how can you give me a sense of like how that might work? So obviously I'm in lots of work with lots of different artists. I curate lots of work from lots of different artists, and then I bring them up for a conversation like this, and we do stuff. Is that the kind of stuff where like I could curate a number of artworks with a number of different artists, and then have like a specific space, like a gallery, as you say, and a place within the marketplace where people could find the work that I was curating specifically?
100%. I mean, we could do an audio gallery. We might work on the name. It might just be the Audio Gallery. But we can open that up in the marketplace, not a problem. And one thing that we were actually speaking about this today at lunch is the idea of like Amaze podcasts. It'd be so cool while you're mining, instead of having to go to like a Twitter space to re-listen to the link, that you could connect that Audio Gallery link to within your gallery, and people could listen back to the podcast and still get those mining rewards while they...
That's a really clever idea. Yeah. So like they can be listening to podcasts associated to the artworks and mining at the same time, because they're live and working in the app.
100%. That's it.
Yes.
That's a really, really clever idea. Guys, this has been fantastic. Like, it's been really, really interesting to hear more about the product. I think maybe we should follow up at some point when you've gone live, and definitely like get a sense of how it went down. But I am really, really stoked for you guys, and I'm excited to see how things work. And I'm definitely going to, as soon as you get out of flight mode, I'm definitely going to be downloading to my iOS and and opening an account with you guys. I think I'm really, really interested to see how this develops.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Happy to
No
have
worries. You. Any like final thoughts from either of you two?
I'm looking forward to see your art, Ben.
I will share some of my scribbles.
If you didn't, anything,
no,
do not hesitate. Ask me.
Yeah. No, I'd be really excited to, and I've given you a follow as well, Belen, and it would be wonderful to see some of your work. I'm really excited to see some of that. How about you, Matt? Any final thoughts from you?
Just fantastic to be on the space today, Ben. Appreciate it. Any artists that are listening in, or any artists that you come across, like Belen said, small, medium, large, we'd love to chat and figure out how we can make those curated galleries together. If you do want to see some of Belen's art, actually, it is in our Instagram, Amaze Wallet, that you'll be able to see in Instagram there. She's put up some of her specialty NFTs that'll be going live on Wednesday as well. So give her a follow, because she also has her personal creative journey on the outside of Amaze Wallet that's just incredibly inspiring as well.
Thank you.
Well, I'm obviously going to turn this Spaces into a podcast, and I'll create some cool social assets from it too, so that we can all share it. But I'll make sure that I pin this into our Discord so that people can listen back. We've got lots of creators within the Audio Galleries community, so I'm sure there'll be some people super interested to learn more about it and hopefully join in.
Fantastic. Look forward to it. Thanks, Ben.
Great. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, look, this has been a really, really interesting conversation. Thank you so much for your time. Good luck this week. I really, really hope that it goes very well. And yeah, keep in touch. Let us know what's going on, and we'll speak to you soon.
Thanks, Ben.
Thank you so much, Ben.
Thank you, everybody. Yeah, thank you, everybody, for coming along and listening in. You can listen back, and I will obviously turn this also into a podcast and tweet about it very soon. So, without further ado, have a wonderful evening. Thanks from me, Ben, the NFT 101. Thanks from the team at Amaze Wallet. Have a wonderful day. And GM, everyone.
GM.
Yeah.
Bye.
GM.
This is Audio Galleries. Conversations